Hello, Dr. Walliser.
Hello.
After nearly 3 decades at Porsche, what was day one like at Bentley earlier this year?
Well, I was starting 1st of July, and for sure, after such a long time, it was also a big decision, but a very good experience with my new colleagues, with the new team. In crew, a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to explore, but a really, really good start.
And I suppose for someone that travels often, for you to be here in Hong Kong, we heard that during the first few weeks on the job when you were in the UK, you had an opportunity many of us would dream about, which is driving all the classic Bentley cars. Can you share with us what experience and what that was like?
Well, that's a good part of the job. From time to time, you have to drive a car. And normally it's only, in our case, it's only special cars. For me, it was extremely important to really learn everything about the brand, about the history, and about the product. And what's best in learning the product is not PowerPoint, is sitting behind the wheel and driving around in Cheshire or in northern Wales with beautiful roads there, and learn everything about these cars, what makes them special, about the DNA of these cars. What is it? Is it the engine? Is it the craftsmanship? If it over the decades, to see how it evolved from the early 30s down to the 90s to get this own experience. Very important part of my life.
And naturally, you've spent many years working for a German automaker. Certainly for the life in the UK, as you quite rightly said, about driving in the Cheshire countryside. What's it like, English life, for you?
Also part of the new experience. It was not only a new company, new job, also a new surrounding and moving house to the UK. But also that worked very well. For sure, I had a wonderful team supporting me with everything, that it worked really smoothly. But we enjoy the life there. We're living on the countryside in a small farm and enjoy that really every day. Very nice, good experience, nice neighbors. And in general, the British are very open. The British culture is very open. So easy for us to get there in, very easy.
Now, I hear you have a very interesting pastime. For those of us here in Hong Kong, as we all know, we have the luxury of having helpers who help us perhaps to wash our own cars. But Dr. Walliser has a great pastime of washing your own car. So what's that like?
Yeah, it's surprising, but honestly, it's how to learn everything about the car, how to get involved with it, and how to know about the details. And, you know, making a luxury product is a lot about details. And if you wash the car, you find out a lot of details because you go everywhere around. You are on your knees, you look on the details, you clean up the rims, and so you learn a lot. And this is why I do it from time to time. For sure, I have to say I have also people that help me for sure on that. But from time to time, I really take the time and wash the car by myself. And after that, I definitely know more.
And I'm assuming that's a Bentley, not a Porsche.
It's a Bentley, but from time to time, I also wash the Porsche.
Okay. What do you consider to be luxury? And what does luxury mean to you?
Well, it's really a task to describe this personally. And it changes over time. But for me, it's a lot about, it's not only having a choice, but having a curated choice. Someone who thinks about and makes a good proposal for you. It's part of luxury. In today's world, for me personally, it's very important that you have a sustainable product. And it's not only a product, it's more and more the experience behind it. A product is maybe something a little bit from the past. The experience gets way more important. It's, in my perspective, also a real value behind, a value that comes from craftsmanship, from knowledge, from the quality, the materials of the product. So it's a luxury product is not only the brand and the marketing behind it, and maybe the flagship store in one of these malls here around. It's really what you buy in and what you get. And that defines a luxury experience, a luxury product for me.
And I'd like to talk about your vision you have for Bentley. You're inheriting the Beyond 100 strategy, which plans to reshape every aspect of Bentley's business to become the leader in sustainable luxury mobility. Can you tell us more about this vision and what it means? What is the Beyond 100 strategy for Bentley, and how does it match VIP customer demands?
Well, we just announced an update of our Beyond 100 strategy, now named Beyond 100 Plus. Makes a small difference, but we're looking in exactly how we match what is the biggest transformation in the car industry over the last 120, going to 130 years. Really everything in our industry is changing. We see different development of markets. China is being the most prominent for that. We see electrification coming. Electrification drives a lot in the innovation part, changes every single car manufacturer, the offer, the design of the cars, the use of the cars. We also see as electrification is a path for the sustainable product and to bring down the CO2 emissions. It was pushed a lot by regulators. Obviously, what some have forgotten is that the customer decides what he buys and not the regulator, because customers don't get the money from the regulator, so they make the decision, and we see different behavior, and that depends a lot on the boundary conditions. That depends a lot on the regulations in the company, but also on the offer of the product. So this is a really big change and a challenge on the car industry. And then it develops in different speeds. We see a different speed if I compare China to Europe, to the US, naming the three big areas, the three biggest markets we have in the world. We see different speed. We see different acceptance of the consumers. Some are more reluctant, some are embracing the new technology. And we see new competitors also in China and a big technology push, so a lot of things are ongoing. We at Bentley defined now our way how we will challenge this, how, especially on the offer of our cars. We will come with a first electric Bentley in 2027, but this will be a completely new car. We call it a luxury urban SUV, a little bit more a compact car, electric car. Definitely looking for different customers, younger customers, more urban customers. And then we continue to offer also our combustion engines, especially as a plug-in hybrid vehicles, for a longer time, so that we can balance the different demands we have and working on that. We have a self-funded plan for it. We invest more than 3 billion over the next, and 3 billion in pounds, important, over the next years in our product, in our site and everything. So a lot of things are going on.
And naturally, Bentley is a classic or a legacy brand, synonymous with craftsmanship, great quality. And obviously, backed by that, you have an 80-year-old factory in the UK. So what are your plans to reinvent that factory?
Well, the factory is in the process of really reinventing everything. Biggest single investment just started this year. We're building a new paint shop. Sounds easy, but it's more than 100 million investment in just getting paint on the car. What sounds simple, but it's not. And we're getting new assembly lines. We invested heavily in R&D. Because Bentley is more than maybe just wood and leather, what we are well known for. It's also a lot of technology behind. It's electronic, it's software. It's everything what we know about health and well-being in the car. A lot of investments are going on, a lot of innovations are going on.
Now, taking a step back, and you're mentioning about electrification of Bentley cars. There was a quote from you that went, and I'll quote you, that went viral. And you said, what we see in the luxury market right now is that people reject electric cars. They consider luxury cars only with the combustion engine. And that was, I believe, your quote. Can you expand on that? Can luxury truly be redefined through a sustainable lens?
Number one, I strongly believe in that luxury can be reinvented, redefined with a sustainable product. Also in an electric car, will be a luxury product in the future. But it takes time, and we have to make this journey with our customers, not without our customers. And so it's very important to not only have a look at the drivetrain, but really go down to the DNA of the car and saying, what is it? Is it only a 12-cylinder? Are you only defined by a 12-cylinder? Or is it more? And this has to be configured, has to be, well, engineered also. We have a complex product. The best example from my perspective is looking at our new generation of the Continental GT, and now also with the Flying Spur having a hybrid engine with a V8. We stopped the production of our 12-cylinder, very famous, and Crew was one, if not the biggest manufacturer of 12 cylinders in the world of the car. That stopped. That was a big decision to make. And now we are coming with this new car and the new generation. But using it, it's, for me personally, it's really, really convincing. So that the product that you get is definitely great. And it can replace even a W12. And now it will take time to convince our customers, to bring them in the car, to get the experience and so on. It's a lot about timing, to get the timing right.
So in the luxury motor economics, the success of a brand is often measured in units of sales. Bentley's recent strategy has been quality of sales, so quality over quantity. In the luxury car industry, notorious for prioritizing sales or prioritizing production volume. Why are you shifting focus away from quantity of sales towards quality?
I think it's the way more important measure is how we grow in turnover and maybe also in profitability. We just talked on watches. I missed the announcement of Rolex of how many Daytonas they produced, even if I would like to know it. But this is not the right driver for me. We have not a lot of cars, and it's important for our customers to have a unique car. We offer a wide range of opportunities to make really an own Bentley. And the number of cars is second priority. It's way more important, the quality of these sales, as you mentioned. How can we grow that? How can we offer more individual cars? This is really what motivates us.
How has the focus on customer personalization of cars really helped raise the bottom line for Bentley? And how do you think bespoke ownership is further reinforcing and redefining what luxury means for the consumer and for your clients?
I already mentioned that the curation is very, very important for a luxury product. And we offer a total of 46 billion different configurations.
With a B, right?
With a B. Because it's Bentley, it's with a B, so it's 46 billion different configurations. But a lot of customers see, this does not match what they are really looking for. And we have also to say 46 billion is pretty complex. So it takes a little bit of time in front of the configurator to figure out what it is. But what really a successful model is, if we do the curation. If we send our experts, our designers to the customer and they sit down together and they get some help. It's like if you're going in a restaurant and you have a wine list containing 10,000 bottles of different wines over the years, you're lost normally. So you need some help. You ask the sommelier and he gives you a recommendation what fits to your menu. And the same is if we send our designers to our retailers, they help our customers to create something really special. And we see this business is really growing. Mulliner is offering exceptional service and exceptional ideas to make really, really unique Bentleys.
So on that subject, obviously there are 46 billion different types of combinations to create your own version of Bentley. I also am very familiar, and there's a session later on today on brand collaborations. So with that in mind, I also do know that Bentley has many brand collaborations, such as with Macallan for whiskey, also with yacht interiors, etc. Instead of asking you the question, what makes you decide to go for those, the more controversial question I want to ask you is what makes you say no to brand collaborations? Which brand collaborations, without naming names, do you say no to? And why?
I think the number one is these brand collaborations, and a beautiful example is the Bentley Residences with the tower. That's a project that is growing, really growing at the moment in Miami. It creates more than a single brand, so we have heard also this morning brands going broad and deep. This is a good example of how to expand and the brand and to create an environment where our customers find more than only a car. They define their lifestyle and they add other components to their lifestyle that fit to their original idea of how they define their personal life. And collaborations can definitely help to, number one, find new customers from the collaborating partner. That's definitely obvious. But also expands the definition of the lifestyle that comes with us as a brand, but also with the partners. And we are selective. We had been, I would say, super selective in the past, but we're opening it a little bit more because we think the Bentley brand is so strong, it can collaborate with more partners. And as we see, we're looking for younger customers. Also, their lifestyle is different. We heard you can Uber everything. I'm not sure if you put all the stuff from your kids in the Uber, but well, this generation will find it out. It's supporting the lifestyle means being more open to different brands. And I think we will see in the future some maybe surprising cooperations between Bentley and other brands. So stay tuned, I would say.
Well, what is interesting is, as you may know, Robb Report was very supportive in producing, I believe, your campaign for Bentley and Macallan. I think we did a great campaign on that. So when you say watch this space, I can only imagine maybe for the China market, you might do Bentley and Maltai in the future. But on that note, perhaps a question, a more pertinent question, being myself being grown up in the UK, Bentley as a brand DNA resonates in my mind as definition of luxury. And as you see it towards more brand collaborations, how do you think that affects and changes the brand DNA in a positive way, and how does it evolve?
I think these collaborations, it's number one, you have to understand your own DNA and saying, what are we standing for? And we see Bentley as well. First thinking is a lot about the craftsmanship, is a lot about wood, leather, Britishness, but will not go away in the future. It's part of our, as you said, the DNA, and it's essential. But we can grow it, and we can put more interesting things to it, coming from the experiences, coming from brand collaborations, but also, as it's a technical product, it's expanding the car and the capabilities of the car to give more technology to underline the craftsmanship, but also to underline, for example, health and well-being. Because in our idea, if you exit the car after a demanding journey and you feel better than when you entered it, we have achieved one of our targets. And this is possible to today's technology that's also partly AI driven, as we can measure a lot of data of the customer. Because we talked on health this morning, but you don't have so often the opportunity to get data from your customer over 3 hours when he's in the car. And a lot of our customers are driving, so we have sensors in the car. We see the steering wheel and the movements of the steering wheel. So interesting things where we can add content to our car, to the brand, and also to the experience of our customers. And this is what we are working on. And so this is why it's so important to understand where's the brand coming from, and then define this vision for the future, where to go. And this future will offer Bentleys that are, I would say, beyond wood and leather. There comes on a part of technology, there comes on a part of the experience to be not only considered as a traditional British car brand.
And I understand you're here in Hong Kong for a number of reasons, obviously this being one of them, but certainly meeting many of your clients and loyal customers here in Hong Kong is one of your top priorities as well. So with that in mind, what do you see is different between the Hong Kong or Asian market as a client of yours at Bentley compared to perhaps the traditional British lord of the castle or a someone in Chelsea, in Kensington? What's the difference? Because you do certainly have a very good client, loyal client base here in Hong Kong and in Asia.
Yeah, we have traditionally, yes, there's this link from the history between the UK and Hong Kong, for sure. We have a very loyal customer base here in Hong Kong. We have a very big market in China, doing very well in China. Bentley is recognized as being one of the top luxury brands in the luxury segment. We have, and you mentioned that, or you hinted to that. I had the pleasure to hand over 4 cars yesterday to the Peninsula to extend their, I would say, famous fleet of courtesy cars with 4 Bentegas in the extended wheelbase. So the perfect car for the guests of the hotel to be shuttled and to get transport within the city. Hong Kong is a traditionally strong place for Bentley, and it was also mentioned earlier, also for business travelers. This is why we are engaged here, for example, with a hotel. What's part of our partnerships, and even the impact it has on China is also big, as there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of business to mainland, and that has also an impact on us as a brand, and we are well recognized here, and that has the influence on mainland.
Well, I think certainly from Robb Report's perspective, we are a fan of Bentley around the world across the 18 editions. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Robb Report, UK and US, Bentley has won more Car of the Years in the last few years than any other car manufacturer. And that is from our readers. Every year we do a Car of the Year. We've done a Car of the Year recently in the UK. We do one in the US. And hands down, the Continental GT, the Speed, has won 2-3 times. So congratulations. We here at Robb Report are true fans. And it's an honor to be speaking with you on our first Leaders Luxury Summit. Before you go, though, Dr. Walliser, I do want to ask you, and I think you alluded a little bit to what is luxury for you, but I think I'm very humbled that a gentleman like you will find car washing a luxury, because here in Hong Kong we tend to escape from that. So I'm going to ask you one more time. What is, if you break down the DNA, what is luxury for you?
Well, for me personally, to add it, and I think that's a lot, is definitely it's the experience, it's sharing time, it's spending quality time. It's also the rewarding, but it moves a little bit away from self-rewarding to rewarding the community you are in, your family, the bigger part of the family. That's part of it, and that you can have experiences together. That's an important part. And if it comes down to goods, it's a lot about the real value, the craftsmanship behind having exceptional quality. And I underline it again, not only a brand and marketing, really quality, a real value of the piece and of the good you're buying.
Well, on that note, I'm happy to say certainly this is luxury for me because I've shared time on stage with you here in Hong Kong. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Walliser.
Thank you.
Walliser from Bentley. Thank you.